person, that's the actual premium to be paid. That'll be 0.2% multiplied by the sum assured of that particular individual. That is the premium. That'll be the premium needed on that particular person, 0.2%. Now, for medical expenses, somebody has, due to any like an accidental incident that occurred, and there's no need for a medical situation, first take care of his medical needs. Then what happens is this: according to the law, what insurance company should provide for the amount is 100,000 naira. But there are instances whereby members can say, no, we want more than that. Let's say we want to pay 100. Then based on the chosen limits by the member, who will now determine the premium to be paid. The law states that, okay, we can pay 100K. 100K is the limit that one insurance company can pay to the party who has medical issue or something. A party who had a medical issue due to an accident. Now, in the event that the member says, okay, no, you know what, we want more than 100K. We don't want 100K. Maybe we want a particular limit of our choice. Then we will now have to charge an extra premium to accommodate that. So that's basically what basic covers that will apply to your old students. So, any questions?
I have one.
Okay.
What are the extent of medical issues you are looking at? Because now, as we go older, we have more chronic issues, hypertension, diabetes, renal injuries, and other kind of things, which are supposed to give you more in terms of hospital costs.
Good evening,
Sometimes
sir.
100,000 will not do this.
Okay. My colleague wants to come in now, Abiba. She wants to take the questions right now, sir.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, sir Zaman. My name is Abibat Kodri. So in respect to your question, what Mr. Toby was trying to explain in respect to medical expense, it only covers accidental medical expense. So the expense as a result of a member having suffered an accident, the insurance under medical expense will cover that. That is why it is termed accidental medical expense. But sir, what you talked about, or your question, the cover that will provide for such is called critical illness. We also have critical illness cover that covers heart attack, stroke, and hello, sir, are you with me? Hello, can you hear me? So for that particular question, it's a critical illness that will cover such, but our accidental medical expense only cover medical bills as a result of accidents.
Okay, so basically just accident alone, whatever kind of accident it is.
Sir? Okay. I didn't get that.
Whatever kind of accident, you are not bothered. Or just you pay the 100,000 naira out.
Okay. In respect to that 100,000, what Mr. Toby was trying to say that our liability is limited to the sum assured. So if the
that's what I'm saying. We are some of the things. So your sum assured is 100,000, no matter what kind of accident the person has. If the person has an accident that's going to take like 20,000 naira, you pay 100,000. If the person has an accident that's going to take 4 million, you pay 100,000.
Okay, it won't exceed 100,000, but the sum assured can be increased at inception based on agreement at inception. It can be increased. It's not like set in stone that it must be 100,000. So even if the sum assured is more than 100,000, it's set at 2 million. But if the medical bill suffered is lesser than 2 million, will be restricted to the amount stated on the medical bill. But our most liability, or our ultimate liability, is what we charge upon, which is the sum assured.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Hello, I have a question.
I didn't any other.
Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Can I get Can I get some
And
promotional materials just to highlight everything you've said? Maybe you could give it to our leaders so that they could post it on the forum so that we have a second view of everything you've said today. And the second question is about the group life. What are the terms that you have? Is it 5 years? Is it 10 years? Or are we free to choose any number of years?
Okay, so in respect to your question, group life is annually renewable. It's an annual policy. So the premium is charged annually. Sir, did I answer your question, sir?
Very well, thanks. Thank you.
I think you also asked about the materials. If you have materials, you can share.
okay, so I will,
Exactly.
We can read.
yes, I will send you. I will send you a slide. I'll send you some slides, right? So you can take a look at it. I'll send it to you. I can send it to Mr. Oshinaya as well. Maybe he will distribute to the house. Yes, I'll do that. Something just to show a write up on group life, and the
So
other policy.
I'm gonna make it as detailed as possible so we can actually
Yes, sir.
make informed decisions from it. That's just
Yes, sir.
thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
So
Thank you very much.
So one more question. The only question I wanted to ask is, I don't know if you answered it when Yinka asked you. The premium, is it going to be a group premium or is it going to be individual premiums? Because I didn't get that.
Okay. Since you all are around the same age bracket, since you're all class, we can have like a single premium, like a unified rate. We can do like an average and take an average. Since you all are around the same age, we can look at like an average rate or something to get a unified premium, something of that nature.
So when it's average age rate, sorry, do you mean average age that each person will now pay, or will pay one as a group? Because I think what we're looking for is to pay as a group.
Yes, sir. You will pay as a group. It's easier that way. So I'm going to pay for the entire group. Let's say for instance it's 500K for the entire group. So just pay for the entire group. You won't pay individually to us. You pay that as a group once. One-off payment to the custodian. You understand, sir?
Hello. And I reckon this only covers people in Nigeria, right?
Yeah. Okay, that was what I was saying.
So it's a worldwide cover. The debt aspect is a worldwide cover, sir.
Okay, thanks.
So, hello, what do you mean by worldwide cover? Does it cover everybody? Because most of our mates are not in Nigeria. So, are you saying if someone dies outside Nigeria, it's covered?
It's covered, but it does not cover the cost of bringing the person down to Nigeria, but the sum assured will be paid in the event of someone dying, irrespective of the place of death.
As a follow-up to that, please, can that payment be remitted abroad?
Like Mr. Toby said earlier, sir, the premium will be paid.
No. In the event of death, can that payment be remitted abroad?
It's your dependents, right? It's your dependents.
Yes.
Yes. So far we have the details of the persons who are paying.
Okay. You also, I don't think I got something. I didn't hear what you said about pre-existing conditions. Are you saying that the premium? In fact, I didn't even get how the premiums will be paid. Is it going to be a lump sum payment or a monthly payment? And would there be pre-existing conditions covered as well?
Oh, hello, sir.
I'm correct. I think it depends on the type of cover. The guy.
It depends.
You mentioned accidental, then you mentioned about the sickness. So it depends on which cover it is, Adi.
Sir, can I come in there?
Sure.
Oh, so in respect of the pre-existing condition, like you said, sir, it depends on the type of cover. For critical illness, there is pre-existing condition clause. It does not cover illness or ailment that must have been diagnosed 6 months after enrollment. That's for critical illness. But if you are talking about death, Are you with me, sir? If the sum
Yes.
assured is below our free cover limit, there might not be for us any reason for us to do medicals on the lives to be assured. But at inception, we might require each member of the association to fill a non-medical questionnaire, so we can make another informed decision based on whatever must have been filled on the non-medical questionnaire, which could attract additional premium. But that's not always the case if the sum assured is below our free cover limits.
Okay, so if we select a certain limit, then medical issues don't come in at all. That's what you're saying.
Yes, but you don't need to do medical examination, but the members will have to fill non-medical questionnaire.
You mean
It's
a
just
medical
informed.
questionnaire rather than a non-medical one?
Like instead of a medical examination, a full medical examination, that is to be done if it's above our free cover limit. We'll ask the members to fill a non-medical questionnaire just to have their data.
Okay. You also mentioned critical illness, which means, I don't know what option we've selected, but is critical illness covered as well? Which means if you have an illness that you cannot walk again for the rest of your life.
We have some critical illness that are covered under our critical illness policy. Example is stroke, cancer. Once we, I'll send a full list of it. But we have cancer covered under our free cover limits. Sorry, under our critical illness.
Okay. I think we need to see a breakdown of the policy or the options that are available so that we can make an informed decision at the end of the day. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
I think if there's no other question, that is I think we really appreciate you, Toby and Abibat, for coming.
Yes, sir.
And sharing this with us, and I believe we would obviously be expecting you to send us the detailed like brochure of the insurance and what you have to offer, and that way we can have a look at it in more detail and be able to make a more informed decision on going forward. I would.
Yes, sir.
Sorry, one last question.
Get back to you.
When can we get those things? Just to put a timeline to it, if they can tell us now.
You can get them. Today is you can get them latest, let's say by Monday, latest Monday.
Cool. Thanks. Thank you.
To compile everything just by Monday.
Thank you. You can send them to Yinka and then you forward it to them.
Yes, I'll do that, sir.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for having us, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. I think we'll just move on to the next agenda. But before we move on, we'd like to welcome everybody once again. I think we've added a bit more people on the invite. You're all welcome. And nice seeing you guys again after a while. We started with the opening prayers, and then we just finished a quick chat, a quick training on the group medical and life insurance. The next item is basically like a brief address to the forum. I'm making that on behalf of the EXCOs. Just basically talk about the year as a whole so far, what has kind of gone through. I will obviously want to start on the sober notes, and we all know this 2020 has been a very eventful year, and we want to start with the losses we've had this year, and in particular talk about Dumebi. And I would appreciate if we can, at the sign of respect, give him like a 1 minute silence, the remembrance for him. Start that now.
Sorry, Soji, what's happening? Hello?
May your soul rest in perfect peace, Dunga.
Amen.
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 Amen to that. Sorry, Sean, we are just kind of
Sorry,
holding 1 minute, a 1 minute silence for
My apologies.
in memory
I
of
thought that was the technology techie.
Chris.
Sorry.
No. Okay, and no, I want to move on by thanking everybody for their kind contributions towards Dumebi's burial and for the upkeep of his family. Special thanks to Saeed Bakari, for making time out to represent the group in person at the burial. And most importantly to Shaya Mustafa. Shaya, I think your contributions has been invaluable throughout this process, especially to his son, and we really appreciate what you've done for him. Thank you for that. Then the next sad activity or event during the year, the loss of loved ones of some of our colleagues, and in particular, talking about Sherry losing her mom, Smiley losing his mom also, and I believe Owolabi Abdul losing his dad. I'd like to thank everyone for their support and prayers to them, and also acknowledge those that were able to attend Smiley's mom's burial. Talking about Tutu and Laiwola and Sherry. Thank you guys, and we hope God continues to watch over our parents, our loved ones, during these periods.
Amen.
And the third sad note is obviously the acknowledging the health challenges of a couple of our colleagues and the ongoing support we are kind of rendering at the house to them. Further down the agenda, we will dedicate a section for this, but I just wanted to acknowledge this sad trend of events and pray that God sees us through this period. Amen. So moving on from the sober note, despite obviously being handicapped handicapped by the outbreak of the COVID-19, there were a few positive notes we can take away from the year, accomplishments that we can say we have achieved this year. As an ETCO or as a group, once we were sworn in at the beginning of the year, we kind of had we came together and we had like a plan of what we plan to achieve. And key amongst that was bringing the group together back as one, trying to bring some stabilization to the group, to the forum. It's been challenging, but we thank God that at least it's kind of yielding some fruit, as we can see a bit more stabilization in the group, and we kind of acknowledge that as a positive accomplishment. And also we we're able to coordinate the welfare support activities during the peak of the COVID-19 outbreak, and I'd like to give a shout out and thanks to everybody that chipped something in to support each and every one of our colleagues. It was really a nice and venture to do, and at that time I think everybody appreciated the support we rendered. During the year, and obviously we were kind of limited in the way we cooperate, but we aimed at trying to conclude some key processes. Chief among them was opening our group account or sorting it out, and also the group constitution. I can see we are almost at the final stages of this, and we just had a bit of hiccups because our secretary, Smiling, meant to do one or two things towards the end, and we all know why he couldn't do that. And we're still on top of it, and we pray, this will be sorted out soon. And finally, the group medical insurance is something that has always been, something that we always wanted to kind of bring to the house and introduce and try and see how we can get the process running. And I think this is the first kind of phase of getting this ball rolling, this training that we just had now. And I believe once we have details of the plan, then we can sit back and look at it in more details and can make more informed decision on the way forward and what to select and how to go about it. So the next line of agenda now is to talk more about financials. And at this stage, I would like to pass the mic to Sean, who would kind of go through the financials during the year and share with everybody, transparency in the accounts. Sean, are you still there?
I'm here.
Hello.
Good evening, everybody. Sorry for my delay after. I'm fighting the system working in. Okay, just trying to open the where the document is. So like Swaji said, we have two major challenges during the year. Okay, sorry, three during the year: the COVID, the death of the lady, and the health issues. During the COVID period, we raised quite a large sum of money, and we were able to disburse what I think about 20 recipients during that period. Before the meeting started itself, I already shared the amount of money, the updates on the account for everybody. What I did basically was this: one of my accounts, which I've been using since, basically I dedicated it to the Xmates account, to the Xmates account. From when we started putting money inside, I have not added any extra couple of nine into the account. And any money that comes in, usually all of you know, some of you that I'm giving, once money is paid in, I try to contact as many people as possible to acknowledge your funds that come in and also to tell you how much it is so that both of us are on the same page. So before we started doing it, I had like 10,609 in the account. That was as March this year. We raised in all for the COVID period, we raised 450, okay, yeah, 450,000, there 50,000 naira, 450,000 naira. The interest of what accrues to the was in about one 50,000 naira interest. Then they have the cost of transfer, cost of transaction. So as at now, we have 47,000 naira available for us to use, average 48,000 naira. We also have 25,000 naira, which you can also source from the project account. There was a need for the furniture to be moved from the person that made it to Mayflower during this period. And since there was no access to the self account, this is what we had as emergency fund for us. We have to with the permission of the EXCOs and also some other people within the state. We transferred 25,000 naira for aiding of this movement. So when we have accounts, when we have the access to the accounts, we are going to refund the welfare account the sum of 25,000 naira. Then for maybe we raised the sum of 425,560 naira from Nigeria and the US. The UK fund is domiciled in the UK account for use in UK and for the child benefit. This one is gave 200,000 naira immediately to the family for the burial. Then we have to give 50,000 naira on instrumental basis to the mother so that can cover for basic needs. Knowing that age also, we're also looking at the fact that there might be some immediate challenges that may require us to pay 150,000 naira. Even though we have not sold that, but I'm sure that when this comes up, we have to consider doing this. But the 50,000 naira will continue for based on what we have available right now. Sorry, we raised 675,560. I believe right now it's 425,560. So we are going after giving the first chance, so we have about 8 months of funds to give, 8.5 months of funds to give to her. So basically, that means till about the middle of next year, we have something in the first store for even maybe mother. Also knowing that there may be other things that may come up, we pray none of the family members needs anything to come to us. So that's for the set account and also for the Mavis account. For those that have been in the ill health for now, so that we don't overburden. Okay, I was of the opinion that we do not put that money into this field. For one, accountability purpose, this has been easy for me to do for them. For everybody, this money has come in, this is how much we have for it now. But also the fact that it also aids the fact that the person that needs the money can get access to the money immediately. One of them has given us account as to what they have gotten already. I think I try not to put the person's name on it because sometimes never can tell where some of these documents can go to. That's why I prefer to use that SB. So we know where SB is. Yeah, for still as at last week, no, 2 weeks ago, sorry. We had 48,000 naira as inflows into its account from everybody that has given. Think of how many of us, whatever number of us has given 248,000 naira. I'm not sure how much it needs, but I know it's having what's it called, dialysis. And from all accounts of what I know, average cost of dialysis for a round is about 50,000 naira, which is if you get it very cheap. So this can go a long way, man. So that thing is going to need, and I'm sure people need some little bit of funds more. That's why I like what people are doing on the platform, reminding us every day to do this. We know it's been tough, and it's going to get tougher before it gets better. But thank God that for many of us, we are able to put something down. Some people have said that we should continue using my account for now, especially even for any emergency, especially for health emergency. It's nice, but in the long run, it gets to a point that because of the nature of what I do, I might not be able to keep up with all the money that's inflow. Especially look at the last time we were giving money, I was basically in several meetings at the same time. I had so many medical things to attend to. So sometimes when the money comes, I totally forget. I have to go back at the end of the day to realize, okay, what did I get to do in this day? Especially if it's one that didn't, because the alert comes in two ways. There's an alert on my phone, there's an alert on my email account. So if the email account comes before the phone, I might not get it. There was even one that I didn't get the SMS, but I got the email one. So it was later I went to the email and asked, okay, am I what's the word to use now? Compared, and I thought, okay, this one was not there. I was able to make account for it. Sorry, I forgot. Somebody said after the maybe we short close for the maybe funding that she sent some money into my account for um the health issues. Have I permitted to remove this money and send to one of them or both of them? Because some is actually 5,000. And when I finish, I hope they have to give me permission to either keep the money in the funding or send to either resource state and maybe fund right now. What else? Hopefully, once we get access to the account, we repatriate all this money back to where it's supposed to be. And like Chairman told us, we had issues trying to convert the account from a business account to NGO account. You know, the business account, if for any reason the government comes and audits and asks us a business that functions for how many years now, but close to 6 or 7 years, I have not paid more tax, didn't give us headache. And I think that was the bottleneck Smiley was going through before the incident with mother came in. Converting is not as easy as we think it is. Sometimes you might have to dissolve the of the organization as a name and reconstitute a different one entirely. Reconstituting might have to, and for you to keep retain the name, They are going to have the conflict of interest, and this is what he was trying to sort out. If you are going to keep XMA 95 cents as a business name and keep XMA 95 cents as a NGO or as a charity, there will always be problems. Which one are you going to kill? Business name. But you can't just kill a business name easily, like the process you have to go through. As a charity name, it's also a very, very different thing to do. Once it's sorted out, we promise to repatriate all the money. And like I always put on the platform, it's hard-earned money. And it is, how do I put on the platform now? I take it with utmost responsibility. I respect and responsibility that I should account for every cover that comes to the money, everything, COT, interest, anything that comes, I'm going to account for it. For a period, I wasn't doing anything because there was no inflow. So I just thought that it was not the best for me to continue putting zero inflow. But once something goes out, I always try to put it on the platform. And because it's also been the end of the year, it's always nice for me to at least know what we have at the end of the year. And by the beginning of next year, we start again on balance got forward. If there are any other questions, please, I would like to, I will answer them. Thank you.
Thanks, Cheryl. And I believe you covered quite a lot of points in the agenda, because the next agenda was to talk about the support and the donations we are kind of putting together for our colleagues, two of our colleagues, and just trying to use this avenue to continue to plead for any support we can all render, and any amount will be appreciated. And then following on from there, the next line of agenda is obviously making the floor open for questions and any comments from the house. So if anybody has anything to bring up that we can discuss as a group, now will be the best time to do that. You can just unmute yourself if you want to say something.
Yes, sir. It's okay.
Mr. Adu, talk.
Hello, good evening.
I don't even know about it.
Hello. Yeah, my name is Ola Abe. I just want to comment about our friends in need. It bothers me so much. During Dumebi's contribution, I was not able to even do anything because I was just running from pillar to post on some projects that I had issues on. But now this one, I have a plan. But the question is this. When as a group, when our friends are in need, it's, as far as I can tell, it's a family. So you want to muster the maximum you can muster. So we should not look at, you see, I personally felt like just sending in a complaint when somebody is asked to be retweeting, not retweet. Somebody, each person start posting the message again, called from our coin and stuff like that, and that message keeps coming. We did not do that in Dumebi's case. I think Dumebi's case is gold standard, and I perfectly understand Dr. Sheung's complaint. So if there's another way we can do it and it is still central, it has much more power. Somebody who is in need of health issues cannot be reporting what donations has come in. That's not priority for them. But, like my department in UI, they just did something. We contributed 3 million. As people saw the money coming up, other people are like, wow. So we are this serious in this group. And people that have even donated came back and donated more. So if this thing is unified, I think it will have more impact than just asking us to push to. I'm not even doing anything, but I know I have a plan on that. So asking us to push to individuals can actually have a way of making it less impactful. So that's my suggestion, that if we could go back to that unified model, we raise 1 million, we raise 2 million, we raise whatever, and we can, it's then imagine alerts are just coming in. You don't even know where it's coming from. You don't. I'm not saying we are asking for any recognition from those who have been helped, but I think it would be better if we do it as a unified thing, and the accounting thing and all that. Then we disburse as needed. That's just my opinion, but I don't know what the house thinks.
Well, I mean, thanks for that. For me anyway, I think I share the same view with you, and I think I know. But where we had a bit of issue was using Sean's account, continue to use Sean's account for collecting the funds. It was tending to a point where it might become a problem for Sean himself, because the government might start seeing Sean's account as a business account. And that's why we hope and pray that we're able to sort out our group account on time. And once that is sorted out on time, then the model we adopted for Dumebi, to me, I felt also that was a very effective way of raising the funds. And based on the points you raised, and I felt that should have been the way to raise funds for our two colleagues. But we kind of were limited for our answer on use Sean's account, and that's why we needed a quick and fast way of getting these funds to the beneficiaries as quickly as possible, because we know how urgent they need the funds, and that's why we had to adopt the model of the funds going directly to them. Hopefully, going forward.
How do we account for it, though? How do we know how much has been contributed so far, etc.? How do we know?
Well, the plan
what's the plan?
Well, the plan is each of the beneficiaries, like I said, they are actually acknowledging the receipts, and they are sending feedback. So, for instance, Sean has shared with the house, one of the beneficiaries, what has been collected so far. I believe the other beneficiary too has also been sending updates, even though I feel it's not ideal, like Abi said, for somebody, because you're trying to look after yourself. You can't be looking at your phone and at the same time looking at yourself in the hospital. But they actually are sending feedback to the house, to the EXOs and other people, that acknowledging the receipt of funds, and which to me I feel is, for now, it's a way of knowing what is being contributed. But I agree with Abe that it will be a lot more effective if we saw it as a group and funds coming in. And for that point, he raised that people might end up even paying multiple times, because when you see the response, it kind of motivates you that it carries that people are being carried along. It motivates you. Unless somebody else to say about that.
I think, like you said, having a central collection is very, very, very convenient, especially when it's accounted for regularly. Everybody knows where it is. But something like else also, especially for somebody. Hello, but for something like else, especially for both of them have active kidney injury, the person will need funds weekly. Like I said, for the dialysis. Then for Banker, last year is 1.8. So it's going to have to come in trickles. If we are going to have to raise money now for both of them, either individually or collectively on the platform, we have to give ourselves a time. How much time are we ready to give to ourselves? That within a certain amount of hours and days, how much are we going to have raised? Which might be the difficult part of it. But when we don't raise that amount of money as of when due, we will not be able to meet up with the needs of that person. Also, even though we have not talked about it, we may talk about it, but maybe for next year. But once we get the set account ready, we have been contemplating what would be welfare account, which is supposed to be a social account, become welfare account. How should that be funded? Is it going to be free will, or is it going to be a certain percentage of our what do you call it now? Dues to come into it? Because if we are doing a certain percentage of our dues, it's going to be quite small sum of money anyway for us to put in there as a welfare fund. But if you continue doing consistently and the free will of income too, into the welfare account, can have a sizable amount of money added to the fact that we are going to do, if we are able to do the health insurance thing, group insurance by next year. Putting all this together, I think we will get some convenience for all of us next year by the grace of God. Knowing that 2020 has been difficult for everybody. For some of us that are civil servants, we thank God for being civil servants. It has helped us a little bit. If I was not, only God knows what I'll be doing by now. Those that are self-employed, you know, it has been really challenging for them. As we finish the COVID, we're getting together and start seeing some people's livelihood especially. So I know how difficult challenging it is. We should just look at it. Whatever you want to do, we have about 3 weeks or 2 weeks thereabouts to the end of the year for us to contemplate. So by the time we're having a meeting like this early next year, we can fashion out something important that's going to drive our agenda for the year and push our welfare to be better. Thank you.
Does anybody have any other point on this? Any other comment to make on this?
I wouldn't agree less. Can you guys hear me? I wouldn't agree less with what Ola Abe actually said earlier on, and then what Doctor has been saying. In fact, I must commend the idea so far that you guys have been trying to make the family a real family, unlike just friends, that we're more than friends, as you usually say on the platform. We are life mates or friends for life, or how do you guys put it? So basically, don't let me deviate too much. I'm in support of what Ola Abe said, you know, in terms of contributing. Although I understand your own point too, Soji, considering the fact that the guys needed the money urgently. So you thought that maybe people could just do the donation directly into the beneficiary's account, which on this kind of platform, I think is not right actually, you know. So you guys got it wrong there, I'm afraid to say, you know. The way you make it Dumebi's way, like you know, everybody pull money together. It makes more sense. You present it as a form of body. It makes more sense than that individual donation. So please, we don't pray for such, but peradventure we are donating money for ourselves in good cause. We don't pray we donate money for bad cause. You know, some people may need money to help themselves out of the economic conditions we're in presently, because Nigeria right now is tough, especially for us that we're in Nigeria. But with the grace of God, we'll continue to live by and we'll be all right. So please, basically, what I'm saying is I'm in support of what Ola Abe said, that rather than the individual contributions that you may not be able to make accounts of, you know, it's better you do it in a collective measure. And then secondly, that we're using doctor's account is a good one. He's been proactive about it, which I appreciate the way he was going about it. It really shows that you're a professional in what you do. You know, you were updating us even though you were very busy. So over time, please don't let's dilly-dally about setting up an account for the association, whether association or whatever name we put in. I know that is obtainable and that can be done with the help of our colleagues that works in the banking sector. You know, we can set up an account, and then probably if we'll be taxing ourselves monthly, whatever amount of money you want us to be taxing ourselves, we'll try and make sure we pay up every month, like, you know, monthly dues, which is kind of like acceptable in this kind of association, this kind of platform. So rather than all these our chit chat on the platform, that for someone like me, I find it very difficult to catch up with all those threads of messages. I just keep jumping and passing them, you know. So I appreciate you guys. It's nice seeing all you guys' faces. Like some of these faces I don't even know, like this Dr. Luashion Olorunfunmi. I don't think I know this man, but it's good seeing Shea Mustafa. It's the left back. I've not seen I remember this Mr. Shea Oyeko. If I see you, I don't even know you are my mates. Hey, why you DJ Shedu guy? Yeah, I remember you. YouTube not really changed.
Must be the burger.
Like you guys' faces anyway. You too. I still remember your face. And then that engineer Sam, wallahi, I don't think I do this engineer Sam. So please let's be having more of these visual meetings. So get to see our faces, how we all look. Ladies, honestly, I can't remember their faces because everyone has changed, for the ladies. But for some of us, the men, we still have our face, our old faces, So that's what I just want to say, guys.
Thank you, KKK. No, thanks, man. I
appreciate
it.
For this topic, how can you call it KKK?
It's KKK now. He knows now. That's
It's KKK now. Maybe Ku Klux Klan. Why they fear? What did they do?
Yeah, me. Okay. So I do say something. It's all yours.
I appreciate you guys. Happy Sunday, Pastor Kaleo, everybody wherever you are. Yeah, yes, anyways, but my guy is insurance for I was driving the trip, so I'm so sorry that I didn't catch up with that. But on the issue of information friends, I tried pushing out. But it actually looked slow to me. That was why I was like pushing. Although I had it, they kept it to themselves and they were trying to push their way out of their situation. But when we heard, I thought, yeah. Then I went Hello Bank. Actually, they went to see Bank at the hospital and they reported I got was like, man, she needs help and she needs it fast. So if I step on anybody's toes trying to push out for these donations, well, but she really look on me. I am sorry. I don't really mean anything out of it, but me believe anytime we have situations like this, we can do stuff swiftly. As much as we need accountability, we need to think about the time. Timing is really, really very important because bad things is shelling, and we don't want to wait until such things happen before we act. Whatever we can do to salvage whatsoever situation, let's try and do it. I appreciate the ESCOs. We know it's not easy trying to combine your work and this work that we have tasked you with at the same time. We appreciate you. So the issue where we tried donating individually into the account was just subject to the fact we actually were, I thought we were food dragging about it. Like, Banker was supposed to have surgery, and though the information came a little bit late and is very close to our surgery date and stuff like that, okay, if we can move or even use part of that fund that we had and we replace it. To me, I felt a little low, and we will like contribute and put it back, so that at least to save our faces, to save her at the same time. But thank God she had the surgery and she's recuperating slowly and very well. For Sadiq, I have not been able to reach out to Sadiq, although I know Yinka and Jimmy are actually doing their best to help the guy out, So, and for his own case, he needs dialysis at least once a week, I think, And in Nigeria, I believe dialysis is about 50K in a week. That's the cheapest you can get, like I heard. So, boya heart feelings or whatever, we just trying. I'm just trying to like make at it shame, but you understand? So I'm so sorry, guys. I appreciate you, but I don't know. We can actually reverse it by doing the collective contributions and forwarding it to them because of accountability. And still put it on the forum. Okay, henceforth, channel your funds towards this side. Then we'll give it to them. Like whatever the association decides. But going forward, a job of following Bewa, even if anytime we have this kind of situations at hand, I know emotion spills and all of that. And with Yoruba, it's very difficult to pull everybody together at the same time and being on the same page at the same time. It's always very difficult. Everybody have their own diverse opinions and stuff about all issues, you know. But trying to harmonize all of these things takes time and effort, you know. But anytime the man in a situation which we don't actually pray for, we pray for good health. We are only in our 40s, early 40s. We shouldn't be having this kind of problems. But hey, this is how life is. You know, we are not wired the same way. We are not conceived the same way. You know, some have it in their genes, some develop it through their habits and stuff like that. But we're not blaming anybody. But still, we pray to God we don't have these kind of situations, you know. But once it arises, swiftly try as much as possible. We know everybody is busy, you know, but you know, when it comes to life and death, it's really, really, really very overwhelming at times when you think about it. But you know, Kilafeshe, it's all about which he will forever be helping us. You know, he is our support all the time. So
okay, thanks for me.
No,
much appreciated anyway.
Yeah,
no, your criticism is it's needed. No, we are all one. We are all colleagues. So nobody, you don't have to apologize for anything. No, that we are all one. So if we don't, speak your mind, then where can you speak your mind? No, let's be honest with ourselves. And it's constructive criticism, so we need it to move forward, right? And that's fine. And like I said earlier on, I think for us, one of the key things was using Sean's account. I think we were getting to the point where Sean might end up, putting him in trouble, and we needed we needed to get the fund to this to the banker and Sadiq as quickly as possible. But I hope that all this will be something of the past once we get our account sorted out. And once it's sorted out, then we won't have this issue anymore because we'll have a central account for going forward. And like Cardi said, hopefully it won't be contribution for something bad, but for something good. We can't just be come together for something bad all the time. We should also try and do something positive, with our resources. I think Golan wants to say something. Let me just Golan, over to you.
Hello. Yeah. Thank you, Soji. I hope you can hear me.
We can.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yes, we can.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So sorry. Lighting is quite poor on my hand here. I've never really worked from home, so I don't have a proper setup for Zoom meeting.
Sorry, is this Paje?
Yes.
Hey, good to hear your voice. I don't see your
Thank
face,
you.
It's okay, correct.
Yeah, it's quite poor. It's quite poor. I've tried.
That's the consultants you are talking to here like that.
Will you mind yourself? Okay. So I just thought we could retrace our steps about the raise of funds. Since she has been quite helpful in allowing us to use the account, my thought is you could ask other members of the executive if they could allow us use one of their accounts. Somebody could give up an account and we could use it to pull funds for each of our colleagues that we've been trying to get funds together for, just for the meantime till we can sort out these issues with the house accounts. Just a thought. So, then secondly, I usually feel pained when I hear issues like this coming up. I wonder why it gets to some critical point before we get to hear about it. Because aside from giving in cash, a lot of us have gotten to point where we can give direction, give contact, make sure things don't get to very critical points before we start to intervene. So I don't know if we could really, as much information we have, I think if we indeed see ourselves as a family, we should be ready to give information and so that we can intervene on to time before things get quite critical. And then sometimes what I found out around here is in Nigeria is I could tell a friend of mine, I have a colleague that needs this. I know the rate is at about 100,000 or 200 or 250. I can say, okay, can we do this at 100,000 instead of the 250,000? And then that gets cut off, and then some good funds is saved. So aside from cash, I think we should look out for intervening in kinds too, contacts, appropriate contact, and that may save us a lot of funds when we have to really intervene in situations that arises. Those are my thoughts. Thank you.
Okay, can I say something as well, please? Am I free to go on? I guess.
Yes, right.
Well, I've heard some of the things that has been said tonight, and they are very, very good things to hear because we all need to support each other as a family. But one thing that comes to mind that concerns me is that my thoughts that any dues that we pay should be towards programs that will pull us together rather than programs to help people. So when we're talking about donating to a central fund, we shouldn't be thinking in mind that okay, this fund we'll be using it to help people. It should be to create programs and things that would advance us as a community, as a people. So donating towards people's health shouldn't be the priority of those dues. Besides, if we now start to use that money to help people, it means that people will not hear about it. If you need money, you just contact the ESCO, and then the ESCO will take care of it. You understand? So other people will not know what's going on, and therefore will not be able to provide the kind of help that my brother was just saying there, that look, you probably need contacts, you need emotional support, you need people to call you. So those things will be cut off. So that's just, and that the fact that some people are collecting money we're collecting money on people's, through other people's accounts and things like that. For me, it's not really an issue. Exactly. It's not really a big issue. So we shouldn't really be thinking about collecting money centrally and then use it to help people, because that shouldn't be our priority for that account. But at the same time, we should not forget, people who need help as well. But that shouldn't be our priority. I think I like the, account for this purpose, so that everybody goes in there, you do things very quickly. And then if you know that person very well, even if you don't know them, you give them a call and you say, look, I heard about this. So, it helps. If it's centralized, we probably will not have that again. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
Okay,
Thanks,
thank you. I don't know if I can just jump in at this time to just throw more light on some situations and some of the things that have been raised there. Okay, so first I'd like to address Yemi Adu, what he had talked about. Sometimes the slow pace, of things working, and or members hearing about these cases. And I don't want us to take for granted the consent of the people concerned. So the truth is, getting the consent of the people involved is sometimes not very easy. As much as possible, people are more comfortable with just their immediate friends or immediate family knowing. So it takes a whole lot for you to convince people that, let's take this out, to everyone, because what you need goes beyond funding. Yeah, so it takes a lot. I think we still have to educate ourselves as much as possible that, we're a family and people should feel comfortable, I mean, sharing this kind of information out. Yeah. So sometimes that's what accounts for this gap, between when something happens and when everybody else gets to hear officially, because I think most times people already know unofficially anyway. So that's one. Secondly, Olabe talked about, this, the beneficiaries, having the burden of looking at their funds and all that. Okay, yeah. So the way that has gone is, number one, for the male, is not his account that we're using, but it's his wife's account. And that's because I think I agree with him. I mean, he's probably not in the position to be looking at his accounts, every now and then and acknowledging them. Yeah, so his wife the wife has taken up that role, and she gives updates as as required or as requested. Yeah, so I think that addresses that issue. For the lady, so even before the story went out, a few close friends were doing something, and she would acknowledge herself. She would chat with you, on WhatsApp. I mean, she was in that state. It wasn't. I mean, after the surgery, all that was required was healing, and then of course she will now continue the main treatment. Yeah, so she was acknowledging and chatting with people actually on WhatsApp. I mean, she even used to read WhatsApp messages. I mean, she told me that when she's bored, she will go on her, messages and read just to keep herself entertained. Yeah, so which was why we didn't feel that it would be a lot, since it's something she was already doing. But as a backup to that, we are working with her sister as well, so that when she's not, we pray she'll get better. So, I mean, her health will get better. But peradventure, she needed some time off for something. We are working with the sister to get these details. Yeah, so I think that burden is not really there. And like I always tell her, in my conversation with her is, please take your time. If you are not in the mood to talk or to account for anything, please take your time. I mean, it's not what you tell us, that is really going to make us believe. Yeah. Yeah, so I think that addresses that. And so I mean, my own personal point is my own personal opinion is I sort of agree with Shaya Mustafa on his last point actually. And I will take a clue from what Musa does as a group, So I think at some point, Musa was also doing what is being suggested here. That is using Musa's welfare account for welfare cases. So Musa's account for welfare cases. But at some point, they got overwhelmed, and it looked like that was the only thing Musa was created for, And of course, with all the accountability issues, all the issues that comes up with money. I mean, we all know what it is. Yeah. So at that point, Musa had to say, let individuals handle this thing. This thing would probably overwhelm ESCOs if they continue. And so they adopted this method. If you have this need, you come forward, or through your, if you're able to yourself, or if your friends would help you, you come, lay out your case, solicit, give accountability, and
Hello? I think she's off here.
Yeah, Lola, you're muted.
She's off here.
You need to unmute yourself.
Hello. Hello, everybody.
Hello, Lola?
Okay. Yeah, I don't know where I stopped.
You're talking about Musa giving accountability and something like that. Hello?
Hello?
You are talking about Musa and accountability?
Yeah. I'm not sure why, I'm going on mute. Yeah, so, Musa's ways. So the ESCOs are just burdened with moving the association forward, with moving the group forward. There's several projects that they're handling. And then, of course, the welfare cases are handled by, individuals or individual chairmans or chairpersons of each set. Yeah, so just need to clarify those things. Thank you.
Good. Thanks, Madam Chair. I think Sam wants to say something. Sam, over to you. Then after that, Abe. Yeah.
Good evening, everyone. I just want to contribute one or two things. I think we need to open that account. Let's onboarding Shion, because if we continue, Shion will run into tax problems. Talking from the taxman's point of view. Then we need, from Bola Onfakoya's point of view, I think we should talk to members, maybe organize some health, health intervention for people to know what is really wrong with them, so that we have less cases that we are trying to solve now. Then we also look at all that things. Living in Nigeria is like living in a danger zone. Driving alone from Lagos, from Island to crazy stress. People are going through stress. Let's look at our members, like business. Some people are having business challenges. They're having other challenges apart from which they are not coming forward. So we can have what is really wrong with everyone and see how we can. So some people, it might be an advice how to move their business forward and also help us all as a group. Then we all need to talk to people. We all mates. We all lived together for 6 years. You should be able to voice out your concern, maybe edgewise or anything, where we can see that somebody somewhere can give you an advice or lesson or help you in one way or the other. Then I want to ask, what's happening to the the database projects? Because I know a lady where Oshikomaya one lady was handling that project. Let's build a database. We were 200 and something when we left Mayflower. We should be able to okay, let's know where everyone is. Start building from there. So that's just my own few contributions. I said, look, and we thought that moving forward, I believe God will help us all. Thanks very much.
Thanks, Sam. Well, I think regarding the database, I think I raised up my hand for that. Well, I'm meant to be the one collating it. And okay. The last time I checked, I'll have to update myself again and to see how many people have kind of made their input into the database and update the house so that we can kind of get the energy back into the group and let people know kind of their details there. I will surely update the house as soon as possible. Ola Abe, I believe you're on.
I want to say something.
Okay, good evening. It's nice to hear from Samuel. Now, you these tax people, we are beefing you seriously. And we are planning our own strategy again. I'm just telling you.
And tax.
Question is this. So is Nigeria planning to tax people based on any money that enters their account, or because if I get an income, the Nigeria that I know is nobody's business until we get to the corporate level. So I've not had any information about that. So that's the question.
No. So I mean, if I may answer that, because I mean, I've experienced this very well, very, very well. So you have an individual account, but somehow this individual account is having the characteristics of a business account, i.e. Money keeps coming in. I mean, more like when you're selling a product and, people are paying for it. Yeah. So when your account is, is flowing like that, they won't even ask you. All you just see is a notice, and you get a notice, of assessment. And the truth is, for those that I have seen happen to, number one, the amounts are quite ridiculous. You've been wondering, what did I sell exactly, or what did I do? That's one. Then number two, it's almost like when you have a case with the police guys, you can never win. And at some point, you still have to cough out something. But I mean, the police guys are even still cheap. I mean, just a few hundreds naira or 1,000 will solve the case. But with FRS, I mean, it's not something you would even want to dabble into at all. So, which is why, I mean, it's better to be proactive about it and not to run into that kind of problem. It's almost you never win.
Samuel, is there a threshold? Let me. there a threshold sum like okay?
Okay,
If,
let me respond
some,
more to this. Let me respond to. See, let me just give you from insider point of view. We have data on every account from NIPS. So when they start seeing large inflows of accounts, of inflows into your account, they flag it off. The audit guys flag it off and pull you aside. Like, let's know where this thing is coming from. They do it both private and LRS even worse. Sorry, LRS, because if we can give them, they are logged on to JTB. There's a joint tax board in which they can request that information. We have an automation agreement with SNIPS. So every account, if you come to a tax office as a company, and we ask you, guy, go and pay money on this. Every money that enters your account, we have the inflow, we have the sourcing. Now they are doing AUOI, even foreign inflows. Even if you have accounts abroad, they will also look at that because we have a separate department for that, in which all tax organizations worldwide, we are logged into their database, and it's one secluded off-site area. So just that's why I'm asking that Shewan Remy should be onboarding with that, because if they start seeing such large inflows, they will just give him a tax assessment and say, come, and he'll start spilling all the beans out. And they will call all of us to come and answer for him and bail him out.
Okay,
Hi guys. Evening everyone.
I think Bolaw's hand is up.
Oh my bad. Sorry, let me let Bolawan speak.
After Bolawan, then you. Sorry about that.
No P.
Bolawan.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I just want to believe I'm not jumping the guns, because exactly what I thought to be discussing is what has been discussed in the last 2-3 minutes now. We come and everybody come up and share their experiences, what they do, how it benefits individuals in the group, and stuff like that. I actually discussed the other issue earlier because it was an acute thing. And then Sheye mentioned something that was like the long-term plan. We have these health issues as short-term acute problems that we really need to resolve to help our colleagues out of the quagmire. But the long-term thing, the idea of the long-term thing is what I saw Samuel and Peter Abe discussing, Lola discussing just a few minutes ago. So for me, this is the beauty of we coming together. And as I said, I hope I'm not jumping ahead of everybody. It's just a little plea that we would need to come together more, share ideas. The database here is very important, so we know what each person is doing. Probably make these meetings more frequent. Somebody comes, tells us, I'm into insurance, this is what I do. You guys, you can buy into this now. Every one kobo one has can be properly invested if you have your own guys up front guiding you. And you know they are not out to just make a profit off you. You know, so for me, that's like the long-term plan for the group. And then sincerely yours, when there are acute issues, we can, from whatsoever foundations we've raised, ideas we've been able to sell, we can raise funds in like with just a takaba, let me say it in Yoruba. We have funds in our hands and we do things without even having to really do a fundraising for over a long time. So please, I don't know, the ESCOs, thank you so much. You've really done so well bringing us together. Please, when can we launch into this long-term plan of moving everybody forward better than where we are now? I know God has helped us in different ways, moving forward onto greater heights. So it would be good to know what each person is doing now. So I can say, okay, I have problem with insurance that I can call this person, and I know he will just watch my back. I see Sheye, probably Sheye doesn't remember me so well. I remember Sheye so well. Sheye, you stay in Akoka with your sister, Lukman, and your sister yourself. You stay in Akoka. We are like cat and dog. me and you.
Sorry, I can't see your face, so I can't even remember who you are myself.
Interesting enough, I remember you well. So, G, I'm a doctor now. I need to go and operate in Tong. I've worked in Tong a few times. I've had to do surgeries in Tong. So that's the kind of thing we're talking about. I consider I've been watching my back. Though I've never replied these 1 or 2 mails to me. I'm so sorry about that. Sometimes I get busy and I forget. Tutu watches my back, like that. I can mention a few, and that takes me to the next point. Sometimes it's not about everybody knowing what somebody is going through. It may be just a small group amongst us that know. So we don't need to take consent from everybody or
Yes.
take consent to talk to everybody at the same time. So you know that, this person is into this. I know, okay, Golan is a doctor. Okay, Lola can talk to me or can talk to Sheung, and then we can take it up as something to sort out. And then it's probably sorted before it gets to the whole group. And then it's sorted out early. So you have information. It's not the whole group must not know at that same time, but a group of people can know who would go all out to solve the problem. And we know it's a targeted group. Oh, this guy has issues with his housing. Oh, I know you're into estate. Can we get him somewhere good and affordable enough around this area? And then it's sorted, and then we just get to hear over the group sometime later. So it's not about taking consent to tell the whole group. No, it doesn't have to come to the whole group every time.
I think you got it right. Your network is
Hello.
your network.
Okay.
Yeah, hello.
Hello.
Hello, Ayo.
Yes, we can hear you.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Who's speaking?
Okay.
We can hear you.
Who's speaking?
It's Ayo. Hot shots.
Okay, I thought Tokwe wanted to talk first, but if he's still around, but okay, why not? Go ahead.
Can I go ahead?
Tokwe, are you still there? Titu.
No.
I did, but let him speak. It's fine.
No, you're next now. No, you talk then. After that, Ayo talk. Eh?
Okay.
It's like a queue, so we maintain order. So.
Well, that's Oji. It is well. Evening, everyone. So, I joined rather late, but I've just been sort of listening in and trying to soak in as much as I can. Some of the things, or should I say, majority of the things that have been said, have been very, very have been helpful, and they have been proactive. There's a couple of things though that I wanted to say. One of the things is, I think one of the anecdotes that we used to say to each other when we were younger is, what people learn from history is that they don't learn from history. These are things that we discussed 3, 4, 5 years ago under different circumstances. When Tokwe Muradio passed away, it was discussed. When other people had other issues, these things were discussed under other leaderships. Leaderships might change, but clearly the issues don't change. And if we don't seize the moment to do the things that we need to do, we'll come back in 5 years' time to discuss this thing again. And I think it's a shame, because it's almost symptomatic of our country in itself. And we can blame the country and say this and that, but we will find that we are part of the system, either proactively or reactively. We tend to have a fireman approach when it comes to certain things, especially when it comes to more serious things. And that's actually the worst time to have a fireman approach. The reason why things work well in the West is because they've adopted a fireman approach when it's not so important. They have systems in place for when things are important. So the fireman approach is like the top up when the system doesn't work well enough, or when the system needs an extra boost. I know, obviously, I think there must have been a conversation earlier about group insurance or whatnot that I missed, but that was something that was talked about ages ago. I remember Tunde Oshibanjo, she talked about it, brought it to the group. I remember there's a couple of other people that brought these things into the group 3 or 4, 5 years ago, and it was discussed. There was a talk about a regular contribution as well on a separate, this is separate from the insurance thing, group insurance thing. That I really don't know if that's been carrying on, because if those things have been in place, then the need to start rushing around because people are in problems now will at least be reduced, if not eradicated. The problem is, as we're getting older, there will be more of these things happening. I'm not trying to be funny, I'm just trying to be realistic. The older we get, the more health issues we're prone to, especially if you're not taking care of yourself enough, or maybe the dieting, or maybe pressures, external pressures or whatnot. So what can we do to prevent these things, or to at least make these things not as serious as they can be? Everybody's going through things. I'm going through things. You're going through things. And it doesn't matter what geographical location you're at. There are people that have not worked for ages. I have spent the better part of this year not working. So there's been very little income, if any at all. But how many people would I tell that to? Do you understand? So everybody has something they're going through, regardless of where they are. Don't think because people are located in a different part of the world, they're not going through things. They are, probably worse, right? So the point is, though, when people are going through things, is like, we really need to get away from certain mindsets, especially back home. This mindset of, not telling people when you're going through stuff. You don't have to tell everybody, but at least share it with one or two people. You don't hide from people, because you're not going to bury yourself if something happens to you in the end. There's a lot of lessons to be learned if only we will learn them and do something. It's not okay to just have knowledge. We have to have application, because if we have knowledge without application, the knowledge is wasted. So the truth of the matter is, we need to have systems in place so that when certain things happen again, we pray that they're far away, but far and further between themselves. But as and when they happen, if there's a system in place, and systems are simple, systems are just little tasks here and there built together, makes a system or process. If there's a system or process in place, that will kick in. And when that kicks in, it helps to alleviate the stress of chasing people about, of having people do things that are uncomfortable for them during times when they might need the money themselves.
That's right.
Everybody has things that are going through. When Dumebi passed away, I lost another friend around the same time, who it was like a brother friend to me. Around the same time, within 2 weeks of each other, very similar circumstances. We had to bury him here. We were literally the ones that carried his coffin, and we had to sort out half of the funeral fees. So how many people would I start having that conversation with? And like I said, I've not worked for half of the year, the better part of the year. So people are going through things. You just need to understand that. But if you have systems in place, if there's an insurance in place, if you're paying insurance, let's say you pay, I don't know, 10K every month as insurance cover. When things happen, that's the reason why the insurance is there. Because there will be times when there's nothing that insurance, it just seems like we're paying insurance for nothing. Okay, fine. But the insurance is there for when things happen, not for when things are not happening. So please, let's not long this thing, because for me, I get tired of, it's almost like we're hamsters in a wheel going round and round and round and round. And it's a shame, because there's a lot of very smart people amongst us. They're very, very smart. We all have careers, but it's funny, we have all these accolades and stuff, but when it comes to knocking heads together and coming out with things that are very, that will just work straight away, we start to have a problem. And that's part of the reason why I personally just kind of felt disengaged. I'm not going to lie. That's part of it. And also because I was just going through my own things as well. You know what I mean? So we just need to, and the more open we are with each other, the more we'll learn to love each other. The more we learn to love each other. There's nobody here that I can say I don't know, actually, because I've gone out of my way to know people. I know Kila, I know Samuel Akinwemi, I know Paje, I know everybody.
Sorry, is that Toko Iwoga?
Wow, all right.
You
don't know me.
Don't have point.
Don't
Don't
start. See, don't start.
You know,
start.
if turning for
How
our,
many
it has to be genuine. We have to have
Hi,
genuine
can
love
you
for each
hear
other.
me?
So I think
Can you all hear me?
Ayo wants to say something first. Ayo has been
Please, let
let him say
Alright
something
then.
first then. Yeah. Okay.
Please let me
Okay.
say something, please.
Okay.
Am I on right?
Yeah, we can hear you.
On.
You can hear me.
Yeah,
All
can
right,
hear you.
good. I want to thank everybody for your contributions, and it's been very clear. But quickly, I want to start with something that the relationship we've had for 6 years, that has been the bond really that has kept us this far. I have friends around that they are in the same, they have this cool WhatsApp group and all that, but it's always, well, look, Ayo, opt out, this and that and that. And each time I talk about my group, Mifla, they are always so happy, as if they should just join, that if you can just invite them to be part of the family. And I told them that what actually bonds us together is the relationship we had. If there is no relationship, there is no memory you can hold on to. You understand? And that is what has actually kept me in this group. And that's because I have so many memories to remember about, either individually or as a group, or the hostel or the class I'm in, science class, commercial class, sports, wherever. You understand? One thing that I've summed it up is this: money. Even as a group, if there is no flow, we can talk from now till next year. If there is no fund to do something, we are definitely going to be in a circle, going round and round. So let's be fair. What kind of flow do we have all this while? I just point out these dues that why I just put down now that why people don't pay their dues. Is there something wrong? If there is a research can be carried out concerning that I don't think I've ever heard any finance person in the ESCO come up to say the dues collected this year was so much that we could do this, we could take care of this, we could take care of that. And so it just burdens me that there must be a reason why people don't go for it. I mean, I think it's 2,000 naira per month, if I'm right. And even me that is speaking, I'm not constant with it. You understand? And I can't even remember the last time I paid. You understand? But I realized that when there's an issue, we have to raise funds, the amount we raise is almost, well, with the calculation I did, the amount we've raised so far has never been to, if I'm taking us like, let's say we are 100 in this group, and we all pay 2,000 naira every month. In a year, we have 2.4 million. And I don't think they've raised an issue before that. At a go, we're able to raise up to 2.4 million that I know of. I'm not sure, probably we've reached that or we've surpassed that. But with the information I have, with the calculation I have and information I have, I don't think we've raised up to that. So if the ESCOs can come up with a jingle or an idea that can boost the morale of all of us, that look, probably they need to tell us, okay, if we contribute this money, I'm just saying, just my thought, that probably people really want to know what the money for the dues will be used for if we contribute it. Because I know some people pay per annum, they pay at once. You understand? So I'm concerned about the money flow into the group, into the into the purse of the group, so that no matter what, money, though people say money is the root of all evil, that's a blatant lie to me. As far as I'm concerned, money takes the character of the person that is handling it. So if we can, if the ESCOs can really come up and say that, look, people maybe once in a while, twice, or whichever way you feel you can do it, that will ginger people to be moved to just want to just get it done. Probably, okay, pay 2 months at a go if you can afford. But as much as possible, it has to be a worthwhile for the ESCOs as well when they are getting those funds. You understand? Because if at time we have to call ourselves that somebody needs funds, then let's quickly contribute. Look, as Shea has said, Fakoya and some other people, there will always be a problem. And just like Titu, Tope just said now, everybody has issues. And there is no way it will end. This is not a course. Like Taishulan used to say, may your road be rough. It's going to be very rough, I'm telling you. But how, like Tope said again, what system do we have in place that can cushion those problems when they come up? Because they are going to come up. And I want to tell you, if money, look, even, how do I put it now? If there is 10 billion in somebody's account and they say you have an issue of 1 million, it's just a tip of the iceberg. Go and sort it out. Let me bring us back to the previous sets, or maybe the previous ESCOs and probably previous ones, because I was chanced to be in a meeting that was held in Soji Mabonku's place then, and they invited a Musa ESCO to be in that meeting. And what he said was that, look, there will always be problems. There will always be welfare issues that you have to take care of, somebody's business, house rent, school fees, so many things. But you must prioritize the help as much as possible. You can't call me now that you need accommodation problem. And where you are staying, because we have to be practical and we have to be real with ourselves. You have accommodation problem. Where you are staying at the moment, you pay 2 million or 2.5 million per annum. And your children, you have to be, I'm sorry if I'm going to step on toes of, people think otherwise, but I have to be real. And that's just me. You can't be paying a 2 million, 2.5 million or whatever house rent. Your children, you are taking them to, you are paying maybe 1.5 million per term for the school fees. Fine, you want to give them the best education, no problem. But something happens along the way and you can't keep up with such expenses. You now call for help. Let us be real. If I get to know that you stay in a 2.5 million apartment and you still want to keep that apartment and you don't have a job and you can't keep up with your children's school fees and you are asking for help to pay that 2.5 million rent, I'm sorry, I won't. Because I have to tell you, go and look for another apartment that you can pay less, that you can cope with. Likewise, the school your children are going to. And that is just the truth. Because every other person you are going to talk to help you out, they all have issues as well. That they are actually, they are just keeping quiet. They don't want to really launch out to ask for help because they feel, look, how will this one, you will not marry with me, kind of a thing. You understand? Both health-wise and finance-wise or whatever. So as much as possible, let's, as much as possible, reduce. Don't let me lose thoughts. So the guys told us that, look, there will be issues like that, and it will always come. But one thing you can do as ESCOs is that this is what you do. We all know, we all, we all earn more than one another. The business you do may be earning in millions, in thousands, and all that. Some of us are well to do. That's the truth. And some, just like the developed world, underdeveloped and developing. some we are just in that category as well. We have such categories in every group. So the guy said, look, for you ESCOs, this is what you should do. You know among yourself, those people that you know can really sort things out. They don't mind. But the thing is that what they want is trust. That's it. They need the trust of you, the head. I mean, you, the president. That anytime for you to have come up to talk to us that this ABCD needs help, then really that ABCD needs the help and we'll sort it out. So he said, look, it may be 3 or 4 or 5 people within that set. If those 3, 4, 5 people come together, they will sort those things out with ease. Now he said, look, those 3, 4, 5 people, you know them. You can form a group with them privately. Anytime issues comes up, all they do is that all you need to just tell them what has happened and the amount they need. They will now tell you, okay, look, go to the main house or talk to other individuals. If you don't want to make it open, you know some people that you can talk to. They respect you, they trust you. Anytime you call them to ask that somebody needs help, they will listen to you and they will do something. And that's because they trust you as a person. You understand? Likewise, and that's why people will pay into, I'm sorry, but that's just the truth. That is the reason why people will pay into Seun Olorunfemi's private personal accounts for this course. And I'm very sure some people possibly might not do so because they feel this is a personal account and I'm not going to do that except I pay into the ESCO's or the group's account. So that is that trust that those individuals want. So by the time we go to the main house, we contributed, okay, the operation is 10 million, we're able to raise 2 million. You go back to those few people that we are talking about, look, the house we've contributed 2 million. What else do you need? Okay, we'll make it up, we'll make up the rest, 10 million. And they will do it. You understand? We have such in our set, and I know ESCOs, you can identify them. You understand? So that's one aspect for the ESCOs to take care of. And that dues as well. I don't know how you can come together as, ESCOs, look out for a way to broadcast it to the whole house that look, this dues is going to be meant for so and so and so and so, so that people will be more encouraged to come up with it. You understand? Because 2.4, this is just for 100 people, and I know we are more than 100. So if conveniently you can raise 2.4 million in a whole year as dues, because we know if there's an issue, we say you contribute, people will come up still. So as much as possible, come up with a way to encourage people to pay their dues. And, and I know it will solve a lot of problems as they come easily. So likewise, individuals too, because there will always be more, just like everybody have said, there will always be issues, people will still come. But once they come, for people that can't speak up, they have friends, you can come up as ESCO, you can come up to the forum and say it to everybody. Look, if you have an issue, talk to any of us. Do you understand? Talk to any of us. And you ESCOs, if you don't want to, if the person says he doesn't want or she doesn't want to the public to go to the public, as an individual, people you can call that look, Soji, I need so and so. Cheye, please, Titu, so and so person needs help, and they will come up with something. You understand? So that then the issue of this insurance, medical insurance, just like Titu said, I remember very, very well when Sunday Oshibanjo raised it. I actually had to call him privately that, look, maybe you should break it down for me. Maybe I can come back again to the forum and maybe I can break it down that people will accept it. So I felt then that probably is the way he was presenting it. People wearing, I don't know, the way you present might not want people to just want to listen to you kind of thing. I don't know, probably that's what happened. But I know it's something that can really, really work very well. And I think that's just my comments, my thoughts. Thank you.
Thanks, Ayo.
Yeah. Sorry, Soji, before the next person comes, I just want to say this real quickly. I think it's not that it's not fair, but I think it's too much to put everything down to the EXCO. It's just like the tax system. If everybody does what they're supposed to do, then the government will have less to do. The EXCO represents
Worry
us,
about.
but we are supposed to do our part. The EXCO shouldn't have to chase people to do
Sure.
these things that are commonsensical, because when the issue starts to come up, it's not the EXCO that will suffer it.
But
So,
into the
yeah,
Yeah,
people
well,
need
it's
to trust the ESCOs. Like you
which
said,
is fair enough. But what I
like you
was going to
said,
say is, for
if people
example,
think that the money, because look, I've not been part of the system, the old system, so I don't know what was going on. But what I heard was that things didn't go well. I can't say whether it's just rumor to me. I'm not saying either way. But people need to trust us, because if they don't, your tax system will not work. Sincerely, that's all.
I
Yeah, so it's
think
the
she wants to
trust,
say
really.
something. Do you want to say something?
And that is what has kept us this far.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Especially regarding the dues and stuff like that. So maybe you guys.
Okay, I'll talk on that too. Okay, good evening, everybody. Sam, are you still there? Is Sam still there? Basically, what everybody has talked about today,
you can talk.
We talked when
Sure.
yeah, before I became
Hello?
we talked about something similar to this. I can hear you. Before I became a ESCO, we talked about something similar to this, about how to leverage whatever we have, doing tax person. I've talked to AY about something similar to. When I went to Badon, 3-4 months ago, I talked to Agbola also on something similar. It's what I've been looking at. Initially, when I joined the platform, I say I don't admire myself. I was broke. And the thing that I could do to anybody was offer my own knowledge. That's why I was doing that health stuff during that period. Unfortunately, work has taken so much out of me, I can't continue from now. But I promise next year, no matter how little it, I'll do it again. No matter how little, I'll continue doing that. Start again. The ESCO somehow looked at it this way this year. Since we don't have access to the account, there's no way for us to say that you pay your dues. But some of them, we continue talking about gradually here and then. Once we have access to the account, we pay our dues. Even we need the dues presently, as Mosa is on us to pay our this year's due. And we have to pay next year's due also. That's 100,000, that's 200,000. And that's to come out from our due. So somehow we have to figure out a way of getting 200,000 by next year to pay Mosa due. Which has to come one way or the other.
Dr. Olorunfemi, sorry to stop you.
No, we'll get there later. I know the Mosa thing, the dispute, but
no.
Let him land.
No. I just wanted to clarify a point.
Bola, you just come now.
Let him land. So that there's order again. Thanks, Bola. Thanks.
Okay, we talked about this anyway. For anything we are doing, network has always been very important. I remember also somehow, even though I've been quiet most of the time, somehow I've had something to do with everybody right now on the platform, on this Zoom meeting. When Titu's mother died, I was one that broke the news to him. Even though I was very tired after finishing my work that day, I had to log myself all the way to Bagada. When I got there, that was when the incident happened. It's that little thing that we do that to make us have that kind of trust amongst ourselves. The platform has had issues with trust all the while. And I know one of the things you have to do is build this trust all over again. If you don't build this trust, everything that we have been trying to do right now will not work. The trust is a small seed we have to take. When I and I talk, we always say that even if it's 20 of us that are left on the platform, if those 20 trust themselves, the other 200 and some people will come back because they see what the 20 are doing and it's marvelous. During the test project, I was saying that even though we raised some huge amount of money, there are people, maybe 3 or 4 people that if they say, okay, we want to put this money down, they'll put it down conveniently and nothing will shake. But because during that period, we're just not trusting ourselves very well, these things were not going to happen. We can't hide ourselves from ourselves. We are really killing ourselves. The small things that we need to do now will help us into the future. We know how things are. No matter how small it is, if you do it consistently, it will be a very big river. Every time I keep on remembering some of those things that some of you are saying in Mayflower then, I laugh because they look very stupid then. But when you remember them now, there are many we compared girls boys and girls in the world. Even the advice as I came down the river, I can remember the first time 7 years ago. All those words come back to me and I said, this guy was putting seeds in us. Those things that some of us didn't allow to germinate, some of us allowed them to germinate, and we didn't know what it is that he was putting to us. Those small seeds will get. Yeah, may I do? The when I saw him in the hospital, I didn't recognize him at all, but he recognized me. They didn't recognize me. I threw everything I was doing away, and I said, I'm going to this person first of all. My other colleagues were fighting me, but I couldn't bother. Yes. And every time he wanted to come to the hospital, then he calls me ahead of time, and I do what I need to do for him. Even till today, if he needs something, he will just say, okay, madam is coming. I'll make arrangements for him. It is this network that we have to build. Father are not coming and that his father has issues. If it's now, or tomorrow morning, I'm going to go there immediately. We can coordinate it. Trust. Anything that we do without trust is going to work. These, I think, one of the things that we as this SI, well, personally, I said, I won't let the money that's being raised cause me a problem. The day is going to cause me a problem, I'll just tell the people, your money is causing me a problem, or can we remove it from here and put it somewhere else? Let us, for now, like I said, we have 2 years, 2 weeks to 3 weeks to the end of the year. We are going to do something again next year, early next year, so that we can plan for the year. This year is basically welfare. I'm telling you the truth. It's welfare I'm going to do. That's why we didn't chase about the dues. We will chase it. We need the money. Everybody needs the money, but we chase it. Thank you.
Hi guys, can I say something very quickly, please?
So who's that?
This is Temilade.
Oh, Temilade, okay.
Hello, my people. Good evening. I'm sorry I had to jump in because I've got only 4 hours before I have to be up for work. So bear with me, please. Thank you all so much. It's always great to be here. I hope you can hear me. I don't know if this is loud enough.
Yes, we can.
My dear, let me hear you, Pascal.
Yes, we can. Yeah.
Tokwe, I'm just beefing you.
We can hear
I'm
you.
just beefing you, Tokwe. So I'm a Masotiwa behind the inside room or whatever they call it. Anyway, so thank you all for your contributions. First of all, I want to say thank you to the EXCO. You guys have done, I have to say, amazingly well this year. This year has been a peculiar year. It's been a very tough one, but you guys have really held things together. You've made things happen very silently, with not much drama, with no drama at all, actually. And we've actually felt the impact of your leadership, of your coordination. So thank you to everybody that's making it work. I hear what everybody has said today, and I acknowledge everybody's contributions. But I think the one that has resonated with me the most is what Tokwe said. Tokwe, I'm still beefing you, by the way. I just want to add
sure you meant Tokwe Refuja.
No, you. I'm just going to add a few thoughts of mine to it. First of all, there's quite a few things that have been said today. For instance, Paje, nice to hear you and see you, even if it's just for a few seconds. First of all, I wanted to make a comment about the fact that you mentioned some things about the network, and the fact that everybody needs to know what everybody else is doing. And also the fact that amongst us, we should be able to get things done quickly if they need to be done. Now, the thing is, this has, been a recurring thing. Like Tokwe Uiwode said, that, quite a few, at least every year with every EXCO, as far as I can remember, there's always been the issue of the database and them asking people to fill in the database. I'm one of the culprits. I haven't filled in my details in the database, but there is a database that's supposed to exist, where everybody can know what everybody else is up to, where they are, what they're doing, what fields they're in. And I definitely agree with the fact that amongst us, there's so many people that have got so many different skill sets. And so, to be honest, I don't think that we even really need to look beyond ourselves when we need things to be done. Which brings me to the crux of the issue that I have, is the fact that, like Tokwe said, we tend to have this, the firefighter approach, where we don't deal with things until they become an issue, they become a problem, especially with regards to our health. Personally, I don't see any reason why if there's something wrong with you, health-wise, financially, or something, you can't bring it, to the group. There will be somebody. The problem that I have is with the secrecy, when only a few people know what's going on until it's too late. And then we start to, kind of rally around and run around and try to make things happen at short notice. It just is counterproductive for me, because there might be somebody or two that would have the connections that you need to sort things out when they come out early. So I don't know whether it's, I don't know, maybe I want to use the word, the Nigerian factor, where we're all a little bit distrustful of, our neighbors, and we think, oh, we don't want them to know so much about what's going on with us. It's the opposite with, yeah, I guess. I mean, it's the opposite with the people that I know will be the UK people, where everything is out in the open. If there's an issue, you bring it, to the general body, and we all jump in and start to, sort things out really quickly. And therefore, we don't really have those emergencies come up like that. There's, you rarely find those things come up as an emergency. It'll be something that some, people have known about, and they're all checking up on you, working with you, trying to make, things work, connecting you with people that can help, the situation and things like that. So I guess maybe I've been too long outside of the way things work in Nigeria, but I really have a problem with that, because at the end of the day, it means that things that shouldn't become an emergency eventually become an emergency. I understand what you're saying for me, Lola, that, consent is an issue, but I'm hoping that we can get to the point where people feel at ease enough to be able to share these things openly without needing to, cover things up and say, oh, I'm not giving my consent for these issues to be shared. There are many things that we hear at the last minute, and, you think that, oh, if I'd heard this earlier, I could have connected this person with this, group or this body, and things wouldn't have gotten this bad. So this is just my personal viewpoint. If this is something that we can take up and kind of work on, so that we all get to the point, it may be a tall order, it may be impossible, but if we get to the point where, we feel comfortable enough in the group to be able to share things at the time that they come, so that, if there's somebody that might be able to help, who knows? That's one. And then the other thing that I wanted to talk about was looking at this meeting. I remember that I checked the number of participants. There were 22, 23, 24 of us, something like that. I was very surprised to find that almost half of us are people that actually don't even stay in Nigeria. And I remember that, every time that this meeting was kind of announced on the group, they kept saying, oh, we're going to talk about the insurance for the first 20 minutes. I honestly thought that I'll find more people from the Nigerian community here, because a lot of the people that are here, almost half of us, are actually people that probably have access to free healthcare, have access to, resources that help us to buffer things. This is not the case in Nigeria. The insurance thing, again, has been something that keeps getting talked about every single year, and we still aren't making any progress on it. And I think that it's critical. It's critical, especially as Tucker said, we're all growing older. Things are bound to happen. So, I don't know how we're going to push this, but if we leave this again and we roll it over onto the next exco, personally, I wouldn't be happy at all. I'm a very, very big advocate and a very, very big fan of the idea of the insurance. And I don't even mind. I mean, like I said, a lot of us that live abroad may not even need it. But I think for the sake of the group, I think a lot of us wouldn't mind being a part of it, just so that, if it builds the confidence for other people to join in. But this is so critical. It is so helpful to have something like that, especially if you've got the opportunity to do it as a group. So please, if we could all, kind of advocate for this idea, make it happen. Let's not defer it again until the next exco comes in. That's my little, contribution. Nice to see all your faces again.
Thanks,
and thank you.
Thanks, Temi.
Yeah.
Bola, sorry for pushing you out the other time. Do you have anything? I didn't go.
No. I'm good.
No, now say something now, okay?
No. As in, I
speak your mind.
Just,
speak your mind. So it's okay.
I beg you. I just caught on onto. I was just going to jump on Sharon's conversation with regards to annual dues with regards to ESCO. I don't have Mosa. I don't have a problem with it. Okay, but he mentioned 2 this year and next year, and I was like, hang on a minute. I seem to recall that we had to pay Mosa due this year because we were celebrating Set and as part of the anniversary. So that bill shouldn't still be lurking around. Next year, yes, that bill might be there, but this year, I'm not so sure about that. And maybe that we can clarify behind the scenes, or at least the ESCOs can take that up and look into that. With regards to everything else that's been said this evening, I'm with Temilade on that one. I'm a big advocate of, us really pushing through with this health insurance things. I think I've spoken to a couple of people behind the scenes about it, and really kind of like to encourage us to see the benefits in it. I know some of us will say, oh yes, I have it from work, I have it from this place, I have it from that place, I have this, I have that. But let's think about the collective we. We thrived on something in our final year in Mayflower, ECOWAS, effective cooperation of weak and average students. And for some reason, that brought a bond amongst us. Let's leverage that unity.
How do you remember that? Anyway, carry on.
Ross, Vimeo. So let's try and leverage. Kilo Shele, why do you want to see me? You want to see Whitebeard? Respect the great beard.
Show your head now. So far as your head is
I did hear. Good evening, sirs, my brothers and sisters, my older brothers and sisters. Dr. Kushimo. Kiayo Dekila. Hey, Jesus.
Very soon, my name is Brown.
Finile, kilo de kilo kwen pelu bra. Kilo kwen pelu yomi. Are you multi-talented? Behave yourself.
Please,
anyway,
there are some kids on this forum. Don't just say anything anyhow, please. Censor what you are saying.
Yes, sir. I will, sir. So back to what I was saying. That you see, we might all not need it, but let's remember that there are people amongst us that will need it. And only Agbajo Wobai, nothing Soya. We have to work together to make this work for all of us. I think in the grand scheme of things, we will all be thankful for it, and we'll all be grateful for it. It's just, it might look tricky at first. We might all go, it's an unusual expense, or it doesn't impact me. It's human nature to think that way, that it doesn't impact me. I'm fine. But we were not raised that way. We were not brought up that way. If I can leverage or call back onto our years together, if the class mess up, now all of us they get decay. No, if one person mess for Yoruba lesson, now the whole class they go Yoruba lab for flogging. So let's all see that as something that, you know what, if one person is down, the reason we're there is to lift them up. And we joke around about things on the main forum. People will look at us and go, "Use on serious bunch." I'm very guilty of that. But in the midst of that joke, there are subtleties of realities. We talk about the elites we have in Nigeria, and the fact that it's the same old people, it's the same set of people that have been ruling us for 60 years. Do you know what? Those same set of people have had their lives intertwined at some point in time in their youth, and they've all been friends. And so they've all kept it within themselves, and they've been helping each other and have grown to lead us for 60 years. In the same thing applies to our little community, that if there's a way that we can help ourselves, and if one is down, you pull the person up. That was the time Obasanjo was a broke man. Yes, but it's still the same people that were his friends that brought him up and lifted him, and now he's a big man. He might not shout that he's a big man. You know, so if one person is down and you can help them up, you know, you don't know who the next contact or the next connects to your next big contract is. I always joke with this brother on the forum, Jimmy Otufoduri, but that means my finish example. You know, every time he comes on and he talks about one gig or the other, one security gig or the other, but I know that some people amongst us would have been people who have given him gigs and have built up his business and have given him that recommendation to other businesses, and it works. So why can't we just try and not keep it to my clique of friends, but to the entire group? I know I talk too much. It's Abraham's fault. Blame Abraham for it. And
we understand. Thanks. Any cautious of the time anyway, because obviously over here in the UK it's just 9:20, but I know it's past 10 there. So, and we all have family, so and it's quite late. So maybe next 10 minutes or 15 minutes we round up.
Good evening, my people.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Go on.
Yeah, good evening, my people. How wanna do?
Sorry, okay, I'm going.
Just continue.
Abba, Veki. Sorry. Let me.
Calm down. Mo ti gbọ́ what everybody saw. But again, I think the issue with the set, you understand, has to do with trust, which people are really hammered on, you know, during this meeting. But again, talking from, you know, from a past ESCO, I was a member of the project team, monitoring team, and also I was a signatory to the account, as it were. But again, everything to Shelley, right? Momo, even to the point of pay, disburse funds. But I think the issue to everybody knew about the project is people contributed, you know, towards that project. But again, the value, you know, we didn't get, or the value, they didn't get the value.
Wasn't gotten.
Yeah, you know, the value wasn't gotten for what they contributed for. Not that maybe boya in your siphon or in your geo or anything. But again, I would want the entire set to support the present ESCO. Ayo Hotshot talked about, you know, us contributing our annual dues or monthly dues. It is very, very important, because without this, you know, we will not be able to execute projects. You know, it could be health projects, it could be whatever projects. But again, the issue of trust, I feel, shouldn't really be an issue now. You know, we've had this issue for a very long time. But again, there's transparency. I want to say there was transparency with my own ESCO. But again, like I said, with the issue of the project, yes, maybe in terms of value, we didn't get the value. But again, with this set, please, I would want you guys to support this ESCO, present ESCO. They've done wonderfully well, and I would want you to support them. I would want you guys to pay your dues, because without the dues, we cannot achieve what we want to achieve. And again, I want to also say that concerning all this terminal diseases or ailments that require so much money to manage or so much funds to manage, I wanted to talk about MOSA. Then I heard what our chairman said about MOSA. You know, but what ways can we reach out? Because again, when it comes to all this ailments that require so much funds to manage, how at times, I mean, it could be overwhelming for the entire set. How can we now, you know, source of funds? Do we reach out to other ex-mails? Do we reach out to MOSA? What ways, you know, can we go about this? That's just what I want to say.
Can you say something?
Jeba, me mute. Kuto sorry. Sorry, mute.
It's you.
So regarding the MOSA thing, I was hoping Talk with somebody you know who will be here, but obviously it's not here. So we'll have to get back to you on that. On Yemi.
No problem.
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
All right, thanks. So for me, I think the germane issues they've all been. I think a whole lot of people have spoken about a whole lot of germane issues. So I'll take a bit of a different approach as to what I really want to talk about, and basically, it's actually talking about our attitude. As much as we've highlighted all those specific issues, account issues, constitution, database, insurance, name it all. We've all spoken about them. But then at the end of everything, some of us have actually spoken about certain things. And I'll just sum it up as maybe I'll call it just our attitude. There is no way. For instance, Temlade mentioned something about the insurance and alluded to the fact that some of us who need this the most are not here. Now, that takes me, I'll take a segue from that into our attitude towards the forum, our attitude towards the project we do on the forum, our attitude towards even what the ESCOs are doing, right? No matter how good a strategy is, if you don't have alliances, you can't actually execute on it. It's a known fact everywhere. So the first thing is, if we are just 23 here and we have over 200 people, that's about 1 to 10 in terms of ratio. So what that means is you're pretty much taking the message to almost like maybe 10 more people, kind of, you know. For me, if we're gonna get traction on all these things, first we need to have the numbers. There is no way you will get everyone to saddle the ESCOs with so much burden, or a select group of people with so much burden. It's not sustainable at the end of the day, you know. So I would implore us. We all have our own little. We all have our own friends and people, even amongst the forum that we talk to. You know, if we can take the message, I'm sure the ESCOs will be giving us like an update of the key points we've talked about today for everyone to see on the forum. But even in our spare time, if you can take our time to actually talk to 1, 2, 3, or 4 people, I think that would be nice. These are really not daunting things to do, but we actually need the people. There's so much we can actually tap from one another on the forum. I know that I've spoken to a whole lot of people on this forum, and I think we have about the best set of brilliant people you can actually get anywhere in the world. So I would, in my own little way, I would say let's tap into our knowledge base. Let's also try to apply them, and let's bring it to bear in doing everything we want to do actually. I know God will help us, you know. Thanks.
Well spoken, my dear brother.
Come on, say, okay.
Well spoken.
I'm surprised.
For the first time, you speak with sense.
No, I won't take that from you. Yemi, you
No.
can't start.
Yemi,
I will take it from you.
See, I will be shocked if you didn't say that. I was expecting it.
Sorry, guys. Sorry, real quickly, right? I just wanted to suggest. Can there be action points taken away?
Guys, let's hear the question.
Sorry, I was just going to say, can we take action points away from this with definitive timelines onto how and when these things are going to be done, so we don't sound like we just talked about something, left it, and then it just dissipates into the air.
So what that's very good. And what I actually alluded to it when I spoke. What I feel, I'm sure the ESCOs must have taken some action points. I'm sure they would give us maybe not.
Are you the spokesman?
No. I'm just saying that I want to believe they will give us some updates, maybe minutes, and then hopefully going forward, what we actually expect, as Tokwe has said, is that at the next or subsequent meetings we have, like maybe a progress or completion rates will be given to us, like a project status update, kind of, for lack of a better term, So that's what I think. I'm sure I've seen Soji heads down for a better part of the meeting, so I want to believe he's doing a whole lot.
Yeah, well, I'm taking points down, but Titu, obviously, I understand it's obviously giving timeline on the spot now. It might be, I'll be lying to you if I say we'll give you timelines to certain action points.
No. So not necessarily a timeline for results. It might just be a timeline to update everyone, so at least we know where we are.
I'm sure the plan is obviously we're taking notes. I'm sure some other members of the ESCOs are taking notes, and we will compile our notes, and then what's today? Today is before the end of the week, we'll share with the house. Yeah, we'll share with the house the key points, the key talking points, and obviously what the timelines we suggest are realistic timelines to meet some of the actions. And then obviously share with the rest of the group, because like I said, I'm a bit disappointed only 20-something people turned up to the meeting, considering we're 100. So
that's how it is at times.
Let me just chip in something here. I think you guys can take a cue from the last ESCOs. They appointed people over some certain regions. Like this lady in Abuja is doing a very good job. Yinka does a very good job in Abuja here. Let me give it to her. Even if I remain a ghost, she looks for a way to get me out of where I am to do something. So I think you guys can appoint people who can coordinate, and they will help you on this forum. And the other thing we should know is that people are going through a phase in Nigeria. Not everybody can buy data every month. So, and also some people maybe have skipped their mind. So let's do some other things in a different way and see how this attendance can improve in subsequent meetings.
Okay, thanks. I think your point is taken on board regarding obviously, obviously don't know what circumstances are with people regarding data and stuff like that. We'll definitely share with the house. We'll share with the house the key points, before the end of the week. And
Soji, sorry. Just something. Whilst Sam was saying something there about data and skipping people's mind. Apparently, I spoke to Chinwe like 20 minutes before the meeting started, and things just happened, and I just lost track of time, and I looked up and I was like, oh my god, I've missed out on a lot of things. There's something that we tend to do here in the UK, especially when we used to have those Zoom calls, that people tend to like check up on or ping someone, ping a buddy, if there's a meeting, and there's somebody, your parole person is not on the call, ping the person like, oh boy, are you joining? Bring someone in, just like we always do back in uni. Going for fellowship, you stop by your guy's place like, oh boy, let's go now. Or you're going to the buttery to have one for the road.
Fellowship or shrine?
Fellowship, Is it the bottle cathedral?
Just one, just to lift up.
Evangelism, the buttery,
evangelism, I'm launching buttery, yes. But evangelism, but nothing the best evangelism, whatever. The best evangelism was. So at least, for subsequent meetings, just ping someone, call your guy, like, guy, are you joining in? So we can get more people on. We can actually start to bring people. There are loads of people on Ghost Mode that will continue to read our daily banters and sometimes would go people 1,000 messages just overnight, and we wonder what's going on. But sometimes it might be intense topic. I think if there's one thing that we've spoken about today that that may have heard, they might have spoken about it whilst I wasn't on the forum, is the fact that we are very quick to exit the main forum. If someone says something that you're not happy with, or you're upset with that person, or you think the first thing we do is we exit the forum. Like, our people are serious job. Look, see, friends are people you choose. You see, when your parents abandon you in a school with a bunch of hooligans, e.g., T2 and T, and you have no choice but to go to that school, then they are your family. Family, you don't choose your family now. You get Lombard. But you don't choose the family they born you into.
Oh my God.
You just get abandoned there, and that is it. So this group,
your head talking.
No, it's his hand typing. He just has audio hands. So it's you cannot say they are my friends. See, they are your family, and you don't have a choice. You get along with them. If they upset you, yes, you get upset and you move on with it. You can call them privately, like, oh boy, I don't like that thing where you follow me talk. I don't like how you. It is human nature. So please, Ejo, Emma Jeka Koma exit the forum just because the conversation gets really, really intense.
So can I say something before we go on? They bring some ghost mode people, Jimmy, Shewa.
It means that ghost mode now.
Say something
Shewa,
now. In this meeting now, Shewa, they're just ghosting there too.
No, Olori Shewa is busy. Olori
Shewa busy.
Olori Shewa is busy.
Vice Chairman, I'm with you.
We can't explain that one.
Vice Chairman, I'm with you
now.
Wow.
So doxology.
Boy, you behave yourself. Behave yourself.
About this second school. Yama talk every now and again. That's why I love this.
Show your face. Who they talk? Show your face.
That's why I love this group, man.
Killer.
Now just stay calm. Everybody go just blend. Nobody go just vex.
Bros, now the high we high you. Wallahi. Now the high we high you.
I know. Naturally bust out in this group, man. Naturally bust out. Daniel.
Baba Pupa.
It's our last day for Koka. It's our last days for Koka. I don't just
no my man, no. I self no see I. I did I. You know that guy?
I know. Good to see you lots anyway.
Same here.
Voila.
I think
And
what
then
Bola said
engineer
actually.
Sam,
Oh,
engineer Sam. It's like in Abuja too, right?
Yes, I'm in Abuja.
You're in Abuja, Abi?
Yes, yes, by the grace of God.
And let's link up one of these days now.
Where are you in Abuja? Just try to message me. Don't worry.
All right,
Just
hey, look, people connecting. Let me tell you, people connecting. People that you are connecting, you have to come and pay commission to Tio.
To me.
Bola,
Now you organize.
Nah, me.
Bola, say something.
Right
I think
now,
you.
and everybody will be off.
Who's speaking? Let Madam talk. I beg.
Madam is busy.
This is Bimbo drinking.
Okay.
Narrator.
Everybody was singing. Well done, well done, the ESCOs, well done, everybody. You're all doing good jobs. The ESCOs have been marvelous, even though it's a very, it's been a very difficult year, but we thank God that, yes, come back. Okay, so what I can say to what everybody has been saying, what my contribution we should just leverage on what we have. Everything is not all about money. We tend to focus on money a lot, but it is not about money. Money to me is not the most important. It is the people you have. So, because there are some things that money will not do. It's just people that you have around you that will be able to.
Who is this beautiful girl?
Yeah, okay.
To be beautiful at the end. You're so bad.
No, sorry. Who is this beautiful babe, man?
We should leverage on what we have. Like we have doctors in our set. We are so lucky. We have at least 20 doctors, and we are not leveraging on them. Like,
Please introduce yourself. Who are you, please?
Let me keep quiet.
Who is asking? This is Bimbo.
Short now.
Bimbo what?
Bimbo Drake.
Yemi. Behave yourself. Don't let me enter your matter tonight.
We have a lot of doctors in our sets, which is like, we are just so lucky having that. Before we even go to it, we should are we even getting the best care? Are we getting the best care? Are we getting the best value for our money? Because we should not just, in Nigeria, you go around, you go, are you even sure that they're not even just telling you this and it's just about them? So we should leverage on what we have, contact these doctors and see, okay, what can you say? What should be your suggestion before we keep going around and things like that? And with God, everything is possible. Nothing is impossible. So we should always check on our doctors. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. So, if one is not available, the other will be available. And they'll be able to, so we can get the best care by just, and we have a lot of people. We have this one in FRS. So if we have any tax problem, we can sort us out. Maybe you have somebody that is a police force, in case everybody gets it. Maybe you're so, yeah. We should just leverage on, and we're talking about the database. Okay, we can keep collecting database, but it's not going to be useful if we don't use it. And if the data they are not even checked, what if they are changing? Some people are not even ready to give information that is useful. You can't see anything about it. It's whatever people want to give, and so what can we do? We should come together as a set and discuss. It's as much as we are discussing our well-being, we should be able to what can we even do together? What can we do? What way can we help ourselves? It should not be about somebody getting sick. What can we do together as a set? What way can we help ourselves? What we can I don't know what to put it, but there should be we should be able to have a common ground, common front. Should we do this? People have a lot of suggestions, because this is how lots of people have ideas in their head, and so okay, someone will just say something. Let's just come together and do something. One of us, two of us, a lot of us could be able to benefit from that. So it should just be beyond it's welfare, but we should be able to do other things. We should be able to just come online and discuss
maybe freestyle, dance, gist, whatever. Let out anything you have in your mind, So it should be an avenue for us to be ourselves, be the 10-year-old, 16-year-old again. So that is what I would like to see anyway. So
Well, thank
that's
you.
my own point. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Everybody.
Well,
yeah.
thanks.
Wonderful suggestion from a beautiful lady.
Okay, maybe it's time to wrap up now.
Yemi,
not like what Akitunde said.
Sorry.
Yemi, behave yourself. You are toasting.
Correction.
Look at the corner.
Bimbo said
Somebody
that.
is sitting down right there.
Sorry, Bimbo said that that we should all try to be kids like we were back in school then. But sorry, Bimbo, some of us were not kids. Yemi, for instance, he was an old man.
Yeah, so he was a daddy at that point.
He was already an old man there.
Which Yemi?
I'm just saying when you make such statements, don't just make a blanket statement. Qualify.
Who they talk?
What I'm saying. Please, Daddy, Emma Binusa, Emma Binusa. Networking slowly.
We need to
Yemi
close officially.
Thank you very much. We need to close up.
End of the
The link is on, but me I have to leave.
And you can pass it to someone else. You can pass the host.
Okay.
Pass host to other people.
It's free time.
Show, are you still there? Show, you come.
Yes, I have to go for my assignment.
Cannot leave until it's midnight.
Killer, she went there. Killer.
Killer still there.
I'm still here.
Killer, Alpha.
Ade, I'm still here.
For you just fashy your guy.
At all, how can I fashy you, big guy?
Fashy me now, just fashy me, man.
I'm gonna mute everyone now.
You know, fashy your big head.
Okay.
Sorry, guys.
Okay, I think the president has spoken. She said we need to close. So I'll hand over back to Soji. So once we close, don't worry, I'll keep it open. We can carry on gisting. Whoever wants to gist, but officially. SOG.
Yes, okay. Like we agreed in the beginning, for the closing prayers, maybe an alpha in the house should just quickly give us a closing prayer, since we started with the pastor in the beginning.
I can today will alpha.
No, Bimbo.
Narrator will do that for us.
Okay.
Narrator.
Okay.
Oh, you are muted though.
Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahmanir Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdina siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladzina an'amta alaihim ghayril maghdubi alaihim waladdallin. Amin. We thank Almighty God for today. We thank Almighty God for everything. We thank Almighty God for this discussion we've had today. We thank Him for His guidance, His protection, and His mercy on every one of us. May He continue to guide us. May He continue to lead us. And may He continue to have His mercy on us. Thank you, everyone. Amen.
Are we going to do it everywhere?
Thank you very much.
Lord of Jesus. Lord of Jesus.
Blood of Jesus.
Who is shouting blood? Who is shouting blood of Jesus?
Blood of Jesus. Blood of Jesus.
It's nice catching up with you guys. No, always look forward to these kind of meetings anyway. Thanks, guys. Like I said, we will put together some action points, minutes, discuss within the escrows and then share it with the house before the end of the week, and we'll take it from there. Obviously, this year has been very challenging. So a couple of things that we had, plans we had in mind from the beginning. Due to the COVID-19, it's kind of limited our communication. We had plans of not just doing things that are progressive, not just attending to things that we don't wish upon our enemies. So, and we hope maybe next year might be things will turn out better. Thank God for the vaccine. I hope the vaccine works. It's true now. They started injecting people now. So I will take now. Yes.
Message for the schools from me, Ejo. Tabatin lọ party bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n máa ń pín party pack. Ẹ̀yin ò pín àpá ẹ̀ pín party pack.
Bọ̀bọ̀ yìí ọlọ́run ti sọ̀rọ̀ jù.
Pín party pack. Palliative ẹ̀kọ́ pè wájọ ikọ̀ ṣàkàn pín palliative ní meeting.
Ibẹ̀ ló máa ń pín palliative tó bá ti dé ló máa gba palliative wọ́n dẹ̀ ti pín tán kó tó dé.
Bọ̀bọ̀ yìí ti sọ̀rọ̀ jù.
Ìwọ fi ṣẹ́ mi. Ọkọ̀ pín palliative without me. Sorry. Our Tama loot palliative hour.
Actually, the welfare officer was meant to do that too. Turn off me. Turn off.
Palliative it's all right. What's the problem?
Lola, I just said
Ejo, Mori Boris Johnson.
Lola, Ejari, Chapman, now.
UK people.
Yes. So
your hand is up. You are raising your hand.
Okay, no, that was a long time ago. Yeah. I can see Bugsy. Bugsy, talk now. Bugsy.
Where is Bugsy? Who is raising up hand?
Oh boy, Bugsy.
Bugsy,
Oh boy.
Tiny.
Kì í ṣe Bugsy lórúkọ ẹ̀, Tiny lèmi ń pè Tiny.
Orí Yẹmí gbàngbà.
Tiny.
Gbogbo yín ti gbọ́ ìbò jù wọ́n láyé pọ̀.
Ọlọ́run òyìnbó ti pọ̀ jù. Àgàgà bọ̀bọ̀ tó pè ní títù yẹn òyìnbó ti pọ̀ jù. Àti Bọ́lá Ìwà Adénúgà òyìnbó tiẹ̀ ó máa fi ń wájà ni.
Kí ló dé?
Ó ti sọ̀rọ̀ jù.
What is it? Gbogbo etí mi ò rí sọ Mayflower ni mò ń sọ sí náà.
Ẹjọ́ ṣé Yorùbá lè máa sọ lọ́fíìsì?
Àgbàyà ni bọ̀dá Tọ́pẹ́, àgbàyà ni Ọlọ́run.
It's nice to see everybody.
Yeah, nice catching up.
Nice.
Okay, John. So, well,
Shogbe, Baba, how far now?
I'm fine. How's your brother now?
Ọjọ́ ìdarí àlùgbé lọ́jọ́ yẹn. Àparí ọ̀rọ̀ ọjọ́ yẹn, right?
Ìgbà ò ní.
Darí àlékò náà ní. Ọ̀rọ̀ ohun tán. Dákẹ́jù ìwọ. Ọ̀rọ̀ ohun wọn ló ń sọ. Ṣé long time, Baba, how far now?
Ṣé ló ń kú gan-an.
Okay, kí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀?
Ọmọ bàbá mo wà jàre. How wifey?
Gbẹ̀yìn wọlé nìyẹn.
Ta ló ń gbẹ̀yìn wọlé?
Aago mélòó ló dé?
Kí ló ń sọ náà?
Egun
la máa ń pẹ́ dé náà.
Egun la bá o.
Mo ti sọ fún yín pípù yẹn má disturb olórí Adéṣẹwà o, ẹ jọ̀ọ́ nítorí Ọlọ́run. Nepa ni múná lọ ní middle of the road.
Kí ló sọ dákẹ́ níbẹ̀?
Yínká Ọ̀ṣunlóye ò sọ ẹ̀ lò sí wa, àwọn
Yínká ti sọ̀rọ̀ ń bẹ̀rẹ̀.
Bọ́lá Adénúgà, báwo ló ṣe wá kó ìjọsà gbọ̀n bẹ́ẹ̀?
Ṣé mi? Mo audition fún Father Christmas.
Pẹ̀lú fún ẹ̀pẹ̀lẹ́bẹ̀ yẹn.
Mo ti yọ fún gan-an, mo audition fún Father Christmas.
It's your beard kò ní part 2 mẹ́.
Mo audition fún Father Christmas.
7 yóò tán ni wọn ò ní láti di aṣọ tuntun.
Engineer Samuel, báwo ni bàbá?
Yes, so
tó bá máa sign anybody Oxy tó bá fẹ́ sign anybody kọ́kọ́ sá pẹ̀lú nickname ẹ̀ láyé àtijọ́ wà á ní ẹ̀lẹ́ wọ́n sọ.
Mo understand. Yẹmí Ògúnnáìkì ẹ ń pè Yẹmí Ògúnnáìkì lórí ìgbà tí mo wà ní Mayflower mo ti ń gbà yẹn orí mi tóbi àbí but nísìnyí mo ti lára orí mi dẹ̀ ara mi dẹ̀ ráì pẹ̀lú orí mi ẹ̀dẹ̀ pé mi lórí kí ló dé.
orí ò lè rhyme láíláí orí ò lè rhyme lyrics.
Ẹ̀ẹ́dẹ̀ jọ ṣàlẹ́ nítorí Ọlọ́run. Nítorí Ọlọ́run.
Ṣé irú ní ká máa pè é sí?
Ẹ ṣàlẹ́ nítorí Ọlọ́run.
You have a big head. You have a very big head.
Where are you going to? Where are you going to?
Paji. See, no vex, Paji. I forgot your name, but you know good.
Which one? Mention my name, I know.
Paji now. Your name na Gbolahan, but if you call that name.
Okay, that Gbolahan over there, Gbolahan, abi. Gbolahan Fagbaya. Igwe, ó dàbí bọ́ọ̀kì coke boy.
Ọmọ ìgò ẹ lé o.
Ṣé go be padà sí báyìí?
No. But ìgò yẹn kọ́ rè. Ìgò yẹn ó ti fine.
Gbolahan báwo ni?
All right.
Gbolahan báwo ni?
Ó wà dáadáa, adé.
T2 show ojú ẹ now.
But guys in Nigeria, next week is sharing mom stuff, so perfect opportunity to catch up. Huh?
This week.
Oh, this week. Oh, sorry.
No, next week.
Sorry. This week.
Any suru. Sherry, guys, they were Nico. Honestly, Eshe go along.
Hey, see you, nigga.
What we do? Can I say?
Ọpẹ́ wá ṣe.
Kí la ṣe o?
T2
Ó bí dúró
your face
dákòókò
now.
mítí lóríṣiríṣi sílẹ̀ báyìí.
Wá ṣe.
Where's Tito?
Unmute yourself.
President, the beard gang. Beard gang president. We need to see your face.
Abájọ, oúnjẹ náà ló máa ń jẹ. He's always eating. He's always eating.
Irú oúnjẹ o.
Mi ò mọ̀ fún o. He's always eating. Kò sígbà tá a ṣe Zoom call tí ò jẹun rí.
Ó mú gàrí bẹ́ẹ̀.
Kò ní jẹ́ ká gbé bèsì.
Aṣọ à ń bẹ̀
ṣé àbúrò ti dàbí Nàìjà tí gbogbo nǹkan wọ́n pa oúnjẹ ìlú.
Yínká oṣù lóye ṣọ à ń bẹ̀.
Oúnjẹ Nàìjà.
Yínká máa wà ń bẹ̀. Yínká oṣù.
Anta Lufu Ọmọbọ̀nà. Ó yá.
Kẹ́tì ẹ̀ máa wò pé ìjọ kan kírú
Yẹmí
kò di political aspirant nsìn.
So freestyle
làwọn. Kẹ wá fẹ́ pè kàkà kẹ́ pè ní Yẹmí Ògúnnáìkì lórí.
Open mic nísìnyí, open mic. Lọ́mọ.
Ọlọ́run Túndé Akínlóye tó bá pè mí lórí my arrest Ọlọ́run ó máa lọ́kẹ́.
Orí.
Enter.
Orí ńlá.
Orí ò really tóbi now. No. To be fair, guys. To be fair to
Okay. Adu.